Okay, so this is the Excel, the access file that we were doing in class, or the document that we were doing in class, sorry. So I'm not 100% today, but I'm going to try and go through this with you, and just let me know if some of these things don't make sense. So make sure all the currency values are used to decimal places. So the first instruction is going to be using the suitable database package, import the file s16cars.csv. So before we do this, we need to just make sure that we have access open, and we have to make sure we're going to create a blank database. So I'm just going to call this exam s 2016, so you can call it what you want. Okay, so the import a file is always going to be the same steps: external data, text file, and you click on browse, and you go and find the file that you want to import. So it's going to be on the desktop, 16, Y16, so it's cars. So the steps are as follows. So use of these field names and data types. So over here we have the field names in this column, the data types that must match it. And we have a description over here which you can kind of ignore. If they say the boolean must be displayed as yes, no, so that's quite important to take note of. Maybe if it mentions decimals or currency, but usually you can ignore most of the information that's over here. Set the VIN field as a key field. Okay, so here we go. So we go OK. Make sure it's always delimited. Next. We tick the first row contains field names, so this should light up over here, or become grayed out. Advanced. So what we see over here, we have to make sure is what we match up on a page. So the page is the correct answer. So VIN should be text, model should be text, power should be text. So have a look over here. VIN is text, model is text, power is text. So that's 100% correct. Engine size should be text, but here it's a long integer, so all we do is we click on this, we change it to text. Next one's cost price should be currency. So an integer is kind of correct, but because it's a price and it is currency, always best to do that. Color should be text, distributor should be text, text, and dispatched must be boolean, which is the yes, no field. So the yes, no. Once you've changed everything here, we say OK. Next. Next here, we can ignore this window, but we choose our own primary key. They say the primary key should be the VIN field. So the key field and the primary key is the same thing. VIN, we can just choose it from the list. If it's not there, next, finish. You should have no errors if it is successful. So we can double click over here or bring it up. So the one thing just to take note of is it said that the boolean must be displayed as yes, no. So just to make sure that it's happening, you can see it's negative ones and zeros. Click on the heading, fields, and underneath the yes, no, the format must not be blank. Must be yes, no. And you can see it's changed. So that's the first file that we have imported. Step 24, import the file S16 distributors as a new table. So same process, external, text file, browse, distributors, first row, advanced. Okay, so over here you see we didn't have a table to help us out, as with this file over here. So we just need to make sure that what we see over here matches what we have here. So distributors you can see is text, so all letters. This is all text here too. This is all text. Here it says numbers and text, which means it's still text. City is text. region is text, so we need to just check port and country if that's also text. Port is text and text, so everything's right. Next. Skip this. Primary key, they say it is. Distributor. Next. Finish. And there we go. So those tables are both imported. So let's just take a screenshot, show the evidence showing the field names and data types used in the two tables. So what we need to take a screenshot of is, if we go to Home, View, Design View, here's the field names and the data types. So you take a screenshot of just this over here. You go to Cars, View, Design View, and you take a screenshot of this here as well. So it's got the primary key, the field names, and the data types. And you paste that in your evidence document. Step 25, create a one-to-many relationship as a link between distributor code in the distributor field table and the distributor field in the cards table. Okay, so to form relationships, database tools, relationships, add the two tables in, and now we draw it. So I'll tell you what to do. Distributor code in the distributor table. Okay, distributor code in the distributor table, which is the primary key over here, and we must take that to the distributor field in the cars table. To the distributor field in the cars table. To enforce referential integrity, it's always recommended to do that. Say create. And used by another person, so okay. Close these tables if I don't think it ever happens. Most of the time you don't really have to click that all the time, but they always recommend it. Your results should always still stay the same. And this is what you take a screenshot of to show the relationships. So stop at step